Welcome to the final episode of Module 1. We're putting everything we've learned into practice by tackling a real data analysis project, working in pure Python without external libraries. The Data Science Ascent program is brought to you by the Series of Thoughts team and Techmovative AI. Reflect on what we've built, from defining our data lifecycle and asking better business questions, to mastering Python's foundations and crafting your own utility functions for data processing. This isn't an exercise. We are working with a real, messy dataset to answer a specific business question. Let's get started. Our question: which customer segment should we focus our retention campaign on? Before coding, we need to apply our analytical discipline to ensure we avoid common pitfalls. Frame the work. Define the decision affected, identify the necessary data, and explicitly note any bias risks, such as survivorship bias, before touching the code. Always inspect your CSV in a text editor first. You'll likely encounter missing values, inconsistent labels, and data stored as text. Treat each of these as a deliberate analytical decision. Understand the file format. A CSV is just plain text with commas and new lines. Python will interpret this as a list of dictionaries, a structure you are already familiar with. We use the built-in csv.DictReader to process the file. It elegantly transforms your raw CSV data into a list of dictionaries, ready for analysis. Remember, data cleaning is an essential part of the analysis itself. Your choices here directly influence the validity and reliability of your final results. Quantify your data issues before deciding how to handle them. The percentage of missing or inconsistent records will determine your best course of action. Instead of deleting records with missing revenue, flag them. This maintains data integrity and keeps our downstream calculations transparent and honest. Data read from CSVs are strings. You must convert these to numeric types to perform arithmetic. Here, we convert revenue fields to floats to enable accurate calculations. Normalize your labels. Using strip and title methods helps eliminate inconsistencies, ensuring your data is clean and your comparisons are accurate. Documentation is key. By tracking your cleaning decisions, you create a narrative that explains your process, which is invaluable for anyone reviewing your analysis. Finally, apply the utility functions you created in previous episodes to generate your results. This modular approach demonstrates the power of reusable code. Now that the data is cleaned, we build our comparison. By looking at customer count, total revenue, and inactivity share across segments side by side, a clear picture emerges. Numbers don't lie, but they can be misinterpreted. We see segment B has a higher inactivity rate, but we must ask if this reflects a genuine retention problem or just a newer customer lifecycle stage. The most transferable skill here is translation. It's about turning a table of numbers into 3 sentences that a business stakeholder can act on without ever looking at your code. Compare the two approaches, a dense paragraph of raw numbers versus a concise, actionable recommendation. Only the latter is truly an insight that will drive results. Follow this 3-sentence formula. First, state the finding. Second, provide the essential evidence. Third, propose a clear, actionable next step for the team. View your notebook as a narrative document. From the initial question to the final recommendation, it should tell a coherent story that is easy to follow from top to bottom. This represents our complete analytical lifecycle. It's a real, executed workflow that moves from data preparation to a high-impact recommendation, using nothing but core Python. Look at our toolkit. Every item here has been put to work today, from data structures and control flow to functions and CSV reading. These are your foundational building blocks. Your final deliverable is a shareable, professional artifact. It includes the problem statement, raw data inspection, documented cleaning, clear analysis, and a definitive conclusion. For your next challenge, take this framework and apply it to your own data. This is how you build a portfolio and truly internalize these analytical skills. The first major takeaway is that you've successfully performed real data science. While future tools will increase speed and scale, the core loop remains exactly the same. Second, remember that cleaning is analysis. Every fix you apply is a judgment call. Documenting these decisions is vital for transparency and the reliability of your findings. Third, keep the insights separate from the code. If your findings require someone to run your script to understand them, you haven't yet reached a true insight. Always remain vigilant about survivorship bias. Data absence is often just as significant as the data present, and ignoring it can lead to overly optimistic, skewed conclusions. Finally, approach your notebook design with purpose. Structure it to be shareable, navigable, and easy to download, ensuring your work delivers maximum impact to your audience. Why use csv.DictReader instead of raw splitting? Simple splitting fails when fields contain commas. DictReader handles these edge cases correctly and provides a structured dictionary for every row. Adopt the habit of quantifying your data before making any cleaning decisions. Counting your observations changes your response and serves as automatic documentation of your process. Keep this notebook as your before picture. When we move to pandas in Module 4, you will redo this exact analysis. You'll see the massive reduction in code and fully appreciate the power of abstraction. Module 1 is complete. You have moved beyond just learning syntax to building an analytical mindset, encompassing better questioning, data fluency, deliberate cleaning, and clear communication. Coming up next is Module 2, Thinking Like a Computer. We will shift from steps to patterns, focusing on decomposition and algorithmic thinking, while carrying forward our core analytical habits.